Welcome to the Immeasurably More podcast. I'm Erin, here with my mom, Jill, and my sister, Cam.
Cameron is back.
By popular demand, of course. Everyone loves when Cam is on the podcast. So we brought her back for this special episode where we're doing a baby update, a baby bean update.
Baby B.
BB.
BB. He has a nickname, BB.
Yes.
B period for Baby Bean.
Baby Bean. So we have a Baby Bean update, and we're just going to have a fun episode where we catch up and maybe do some more funny memes. If you guys listen to that episode, I forget what we called it. It was like just we all need to laugh or something. I can't remember what the name of the episode was, but we basically shared a bunch of funny memes and we laughed the entire time. And so we might do some of that too, but I want to start out with a letter, Mom, that we received from someone who listens to the podcast, and it was just so encouraging to us. And so I want to share it with the listener today before we dive into all of the other exciting things.
Yes, this letter is from last month, actually, and it's addressed, Dear Jill and Erin, I'm not even sure where to begin, but just had to find a way to let you know how much your podcast, Immeasurably More, has meant to me. I've been a listener since it was called Light Your Heart with Hope, and have continued to be drawn in with each and every episode. I've been able to relate to so many of the topics that you've discussed through the years, ranging from the many questions I've had about God to my constant battle with anxiety and panic attacks. Listening to you both share your stories and offer suggestions on what has personally helped you has been such a gift. I've laughed, and then she put in parentheses, Cam episodes, like this one. That's what this is going to be. Cried and truly felt like there was someone else out there who understood. There have been days when I've been discouraged, confused, angry at my situation, felt ungrateful, or just wanted to give up on everything. But then I'd listen to your podcast, and more times than I can say, would find encouragement and see things in a different light. You've both been an inspiration and have truly helped me in my faith journey. My goal is to go back and listen to many of the podcasts again with pen and paper in hand to take notes, since my memory isn't what it used to be. But I also feel that so many of the episodes are worth listening to multiple times, so it's a win-win. I'm very thankful for the Immeasurably More podcast and look forward to what the future holds for the podcast and both of you. You're doing a beautiful thing, and I hope you both know how much it is appreciated. Thank you again for creating a podcast that I know continues to touch so many. Wow. When I read that, I was blown away. But I was also so blessed because I know that this is a God thing. I know that this podcast exists for letters like this, for people to experience what they are experiencing. And it's all God. Like you and I, Erin, we can't take credit for this.
Right.
It's all God and what He is doing. And I just want to thank this listener so much for encouraging us, because even though we know that this is God leading and directing and guiding us, it's still so nice to hear from people and to know that it is making a difference, and in such a huge way. So thank you. And thank you to everyone else who has listened and who has reached out to us and shared your comments. Please continue to do that. Please continue to message us on Instagram, Facebook, X, wherever. Please continue to be a part of this community, because it definitely encourages us, and we are all in this together. I say it all the time, but we really are all in this together. So yay! I love sharing that. It's such an encouragement.
I also want to thank the person who wrote that letter. It was a huge encouragement to me. And thank you to everyone who reaches out to us on Instagram. You guys bless us so much through listening to the podcast, through sharing the podcast. A lot of people who listen also tell us that they share it with their friends.
Yes.
And that is so important. And because everybody, I believe, can be encouraged by the messages that we share. I know I'm encouraged.
Right.
By every message we share.
I need to listen.
So this is really isn't touting us. This is really just saying that the truths that we share about God and the things that have encouraged us really can impact other people's lives. So
right.
Thank you.
And I'm glad that you think my episodes are so funny. I'm glad that I can make you laugh.
And Cam, you have no idea how much of a blessing you are to the listeners too. They love hearing from you. They love when you're on the podcast. Literally, we have more listens and downloads from your episodes. So you just might have to be on a lot more in the future. So
Yeah,
thank you
get
for
used to
making
it,
us
Cam.
laugh. Yeah.
I would love to, guys. It's an honor.
Okay, so let's dive into some Baby Bean updates. Before, when we shared about Baby Bean, I did not know the gender. And so
Drum
now
roll.
we do.
Yes.
And if you have kept up with us on social media, you know that Baby Bean is a boy.
Boy.
So I'm going to be a boy mom. And I'm so excited. And we had a fun gender reveal at your house, Mom, with some close friends and family. And it was just such a special moment. I remember I was just like, I want this moment to be captured because
Yes.
you only find out the gender of your first child once.
That's
And
right.
so I was like, I want this to just be this amazing moment that we can all celebrate together. And truthfully, it didn't matter to me whether it was a boy or a girl. It didn't matter to Parker. We were just so thankful for Baby Bean and just praying for a healthy baby. It was funny. We shared everyone's guess on Instagram. And
what was the percentage? Because I know you did that.
it was definitely more boy.
I feel
Okay.
like
Definitely
a
more
lot
boy.
of people thought it was definitely boy. I mean, I feel like the
Yes.
majority were going for boy. Which
I think it was like 68% to 30-something
Yes.
girl.
Mhm.
Yes, I'm pretty sure. And that was because I think part of the reason, at least people that were around me a lot and knew me well, were like, well, you haven't been very sick.
Mhm.
And all of like the wives' tales
Mhm.
about whether or not it's a boy or a girl were pretty much true for me, which is kind of crazy because everybody's different. Everyone's body's
Right.
different. Everyone's baby and pregnancy experience is different, but a lot of those were true for me to go with boy. And so my guess was a boy. I really thought it was going to be a boy. And mostly because everyone was telling me that they thought it was going to be a boy.
Well,
So I was
Granny
like,
and I,
okay.
even when I was praying for Baby Bean, and I had even talked to God about it. I was like, God, I only think boy when I'm praying.
Yeah.
So I definitely thought it was a boy. Grandma, she was convinced it's
Very
a boy.
convinced.
Oh, grandma literally, anybody said girl, she's like, no. Like grandma,
that's not
it's
a
like
girl.
grandma knew it was a boy. Like she was the one that went, picked it up and read that it was a boy. It's like she knew.
Right.
And
That's
there
what
was
it
only
seemed
one
like.
person who did that, and that's Trisha. She is a very dear friend of our family, but also runs part of Daddy's organization. And so she was the one. And what about, do you want to share at all how Trisha, what she did and where she opened the envelope to find out that it was a boy? This is so amazing. You have to share that, Erin.
So I gave Trisha the role of finding out the gender so that she could tell the people that were a part of the day who were helping us with how we were going to do the surprise. So to just give a little bit of background, we wanted to have confetti poppers and also it's like a chalk, like I don't know what you call it, but it was basically smoke behind us
right.
in the color blue. And so we wanted both of those things. And well, really, I did. I mean, Parker didn't really care. Parker was like, Erin, whatever you want to do, like, that's totally fine.
You were like, I was going to do that anyway.
Yeah, this was like my vision for this moment. And so I needed someone to coordinate all of the details. And so Trisha was my go-to. And so I was like, Trisha, can you go to my OB and just pick up the envelope? Because if I get it, like, who knows what'll happen? I'll be tempted to open it up immediately. And so she went and got it. And I didn't know what she did with it. I didn't know exactly when she picked it up or when she opened it. But at the end of our gender reveal, after we had found out that Baby Bean is a boy, she gave Parker and I a card. And it's a card where there's like a video inside of the card. It's really, really cool. I've never seen anything like it. But inside of the card is a video. And she videoed herself throughout the entire process, from going and picking up the envelope to then going and opening up the envelope. And she decided to go to the cemetery where Hunter's buried and open up the envelope there. And it was just, she videoed herself doing it. And when we all found out and saw the video, we all started crying just because it was such a special moment. And to Trisha, she has been with our family for so long, and she knew how important it was to us to really include our loved ones that are in heaven into this day somehow. And so she went to the cemetery and she wrote on 3 different rocks, one for Parker's dad, one for Hunter, and then one for our nephew Hayes. And it was just such a special moment and something that I would have never even thought of, but she put so much thought into it and it blessed us so much.
I remember when she showed us the video, I was sobbing.
Yeah.
I think I was the one who was crying the entire day.
I think
Oh, you know what? You did cry a lot.
I was crying so much. Happy tears, of course. But I mean, when we found out the gender, I remember I was like looking at mom and I was like,
the photographers
sobbing.
captured that moment too.
They did.
I know.
And I caught air. Remember that?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, you did.
Mom was floating.
I jumped up so high. I don't know how I did that at 55 years old, but I was like, I caught air. And we were screaming and we were so excited. And then Daddy
Oh, wait,
in the mist.
Wait, I feel like I know what you're going to say.
What? Are you going to say
I
what
was
I'm going to say?
colorblind?
Yes, Jim is colorblind. If
Yeah.
you don't know, Jim is colorblind. So we're all freaking out. We're jumping up and down. And the smoke
Funny.
is coming out. The confetti's popping. Everyone's cheering. Everyone's so happy. And Jim, and we have this on video who goes, the color is blue, right?
Like, has no idea what color it is. It's like,
He didn't
Dad.
know what the color was. I said,
So funny.
yes, it's a boy. But that was such a beautiful day. And it was freezing.
Yes,
I think it was in the teens.
freezing. It
But
was
your
freezing.
vision became a reality. You really
Yeah.
wanted to be outside. You wanted to capture the beautiful snow,
Mhm.
which we're kind of over at this point. But
Yes.
So
you wanted
over
to
the
capture
snow.
it. And it was beautiful. Everything.
Yeah.
And there was just a soft, gentle snow that was coming down too. And then the sun actually came out.
It's just not normal in Buffalo. Having the sun come out is just in the winter is just not normal.
I feel like that whole week it was a blizzard, like
Mhm.
on and off. And then it's like God was just like, well, this specific day, it's not going to snow. Because it was just really like
was
pretty
beautiful.
pretty snow. And then the sun made it even pretty.
Well, and because, like you said, there was a blizzard, we had at least 2 feet of snow to
Oh, yeah.
shovel.
Oh yeah.
Thank God for Dennis and Zach, my nephew Zach, and they came over. They took care of all the shoveling because you wanted your vision to become a reality.
Mhm.
And all the people that were involved in it, all the vendors, they were so accommodating and
Yeah.
did whatever they could to make it the best that it could be. And it was absolutely beautiful. So you're having a boy.
I'm having a boy. And it's
Baby boy bean.
Baby boy Bean. Yeah, that's what we call him now too. Baby boy Bean. It's interesting because I remember saying this was over the years, way before I was even thinking about wanting to be pregnant and having kids. I just had this feeling that I was going to be a boy mom.
I remember
just-
you saying
yeah.
that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Not to say that I don't want to have a daughter someday because I would love to be blessed with a daughter too, but just something, I don't know what it is, just I felt like a boy mom. And so now I've talked to other boy moms that are like, it is the most fun thing ever. It's the best. You're going to just enjoy every single moment of it. So I'm just so excited and I'm so thankful, and I would be just as excited if it was a girl. I think because of just all the prayer that went into preparing even to find out the gender and just the feeling that I believe is the Holy Spirit and just that he gave me. Like I really, truly did feel like it was going to be a boy. And every time that I had a sonogram and I was just looking at the baby, my mind kept going to boy. And so I don't know. I just feel like it was God's way of preparing my heart to be baby boy Bean's mom.
I never thought for a second it was going to be a girl, as if we already knew that it was going to be a boy. You know what I mean? Whenever the smoke went out and it was blue, in my mind I was like, I
Of
knew that was
course.
obviously it's a boy.
Right.
But like if it would have been pink, I feel like everybody would have been like so excited, obviously, but
But
like definitely
shocked.
like, oh wait, we all thought it was going to be a boy. And it's funny how Parker said girl. He wanted it to be a boy,
Yeah,
obviously. But didn't he say like he said girl on purpose because he's like, I'm going to psych myself out because it's definitely going to be a boy?
Yeah.
That was so funny.
Yeah. Well, and because Parker was like, okay, well, you'll guess boy and I'll guess girl. So it'll be even.
Yeah.
And then mom, you and dad did the same.
Dad did the same thing. I feel like dad
Yeah,
last
I
minute
don't
changed.
understand. Like,
He,
I just think he wanted to do the opposite of me.
I
Grandma,
think so
Grandma
too.
and Grandpa did the same
Grandpa
thing.
did the same thing.
Grandpa guessed girl and Grandma obviously guessed boy. And then also another thing that happened was my Uncle Dan, so my dad's brother, told me that day after the fact, he said, I had a dream. I had a dream that the baby was a boy. He was like, so I knew it was going to be a boy. And I was like, well, what if it wasn't? He's like, no, I knew. I had a dream about it. I saw the baby in the dream. It was going to be a boy.
That's crazy.
I know.
I want to have, I wish I had that dream.
I know.
Right?
I want to have a dream.
Right?
So is knowing that it's a boy, does it help you prepare more? I feel like it should,
Oh,
right?
yeah, for sure. In different ways. I think it helps you when you're planning your registry.
Right.
Because I'm picking out more boyish things, whether that's onesies and clothes and all of those things. It's definitely geared more towards boy. And also, I think in envisioning his room and the nursery, that helps to know that it's a boy.
So excited.
And so it felt like once we knew for sure that Baby Bean is a boy, it made everything so much more real. Like
That's
everything
interesting.
felt more real, I guess, to know, because then it's like you almost can put a face to the baby. I've never even seen him in person yet, obviously. It's just, I don't know. I feel like I know him on a deeper level because I know now that it's a boy. And
That's so cute.
and it's cool because we're talking to the baby every morning before I leave the house. Parker's like, hey, little buddy, it's your dad. I'm praying for you and I hope you have a great day of growing today.
So cute.
And so we talk to him in a way that's more intimate now because we know that it's a boy that we're talking to. And so it's just so special. And also, I believe that it has helped me and Parker and just all of us, I think, in praying for Baby Bean. Yes, we were praying for him prior to knowing the gender and everything, but to now be able to know that it's a boy allows me to pray in a deeper way and to pray specifically for everything about his life in a very specific way. It's really special and does definitely help me prepare more to be his mom.
I feel like we're also all still like in shock that you're even pregnant. I feel like we'll randomly just be like all hanging out and we're like, wait, this is actually happening.
Right?
And then when we look at the bump updates, we're just like looking and we're like, wait, what's going on?
The bump dates, the bump updates.
We love the bump updates.
Yes.
Because it's just insane that it's still happening.
Still happening.
You know what I mean?
Well, praise God, right?
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think recently you have bumped out.
Yeah.
Bumped out.
Within the last maybe 2 weeks, maybe?
Well, for a while you were like, where is it? What's happening?
Where is he?
And now you're like, well, bending over is not the same. Sitting down is not the same anymore.
Yeah.
How does that feel?
Honestly, I feel like over the last week is definitely when I started feeling pregnant. Because thankfully, thank you, Lord, I haven't been sick. So I haven't had this morning sickness and I've felt fairly normal. Obviously, there are some things that are different, like food cravings and being more tired and just little things. But definitely over the last week, I would say I'm like, oh, yeah, I feel pregnant. I'm no longer just not feeling totally myself. Now I'm like, yeah, no, I'm pregnant and I feel pregnant.
Wait till it gets closer to when you're due.
That's
right?
what
You're
Mom
gonna be
keeps
like,
saying.
guys, I don't just feel pregnant. I mean, like,
Look at me.
Look at me. I'm pregnant.
And it's so beautiful. You are, throughout this entire journey so far, you're just radiant, Erin. You really are. You're, they say that there's a mama glow, like the baby glow, and you have that. And so many people have said that to me. Some of the pictures that they saw on Instagram, friends message me and they're like, she is literally glowing. And you are. And shouldn't you be, though? You're literally growing a human being inside of your body.
That's
and
so
God,
crazy.
it is. And God is being glorified. And so I feel like your glow and any mama's glow is like the glory of God glowing on your face. So you're doing some other things. You're doing a registry for a baby shower. And I'll tell you what, the things that you get to choose from now compared to when I was having kids are like 100-fold more.
Oh, I bet.
There is so much to choose from. So many options. And you're following baby mamas on Instagram.
Right.
And so you're finding out what they're using. I had nothing. I literally had none of those things.
Yeah.
I read What to Expect When You're Expecting, and I think that's about it. I don't remember having any
you did
sort
a
of
great
resources.
job.
Yes.
You did an amazing
thank
job.
God.
Cam
God's
and I, Hunter, we all turned out okay. So you did an amazing job preparing when you were pregnant. But it's crazy because I'm just putting things on there and I'm like, what is this for? Because so I did on Instagram, I put out a question that was like, what are the necessities for a baby? And people were telling me all of their favorite things, and half the stuff I'm like, what is this?
You're like, what is it? But I'm gonna put it on there.
I'm gonna put it on there because someone said I needed it. So, but it's such a huge learning process, and just going through the registry and seeing all of the things that are baby things that I have so much to learn about. It's definitely humbling. First of all, it's very humbling, and it's also really exciting. And just the people that have blessed Parker and I through already giving us things for the baby and blessing us in so many ways. I'm so thankful, and it really is such a blessing. And baby Bean is loved so much already.
So much.
So it's
so
just
much.
amazing.
And I love someone said to you in response to the question you put on Instagram, what you need.
Mm-hmm.
And this person said that you do not need half as much as what you think you need.
Yeah.
And then it hit me like, ultimately, all that baby needs is you and his daddy and sleep and his poopy diapers and poopy diapers to be changed and to eat. And all of that comes from you, Erin. So you already have everything this baby needs ultimately. And all these other things, they're helpful and beneficial. But at the end of the day, he just needs you.
Right.
For a really long, for his rest of his life.
And his Auntie Cam.
Oh, well,
Auntie Cam.
And Grandma.
And Grammy.
Yeah,
and Gigi Ma and Gigi Pa.
Yeah, so my grandparents, their names are Gigi Ma and Gigi Pa.
So
Her
cute.
great grandma.
I love that so much.
I know, it's so cute. I love it. I don't even know how we came up with that, but I love that name.
I think Grandma
so
came up with
fitting.
it.
Did she?
I think so.
Well, shout out Grandma for the amazing nickname. I love it. And so if any of you all listening have more suggestions for me, more suggestions for Baby Bean, please message us. Please let us know, because I am open to all suggestions, and I'm doing a lot of research right now. So throw it at me. I need it all. And also, more than anything, I do need the prayer. So continue to pray for me and for Baby Bean and just this whole process.
And speaking of prayer, you're praying over Baby Bean already.
Oh,
the
yes.
prayer that I have prayed over you guys since you were little. Let's do that.
I knew she was
Let's
going
do
to
it
say
together.
that.
I know, so did I.
Let's do it. All of us. Ready? May the Lord bless and keep you. May he make his face shine down upon you and bring you peace. May you know the love God has for you. May you know that perfect love casts out all fear. May the Lord bless you with the spirit of wisdom and revelation so you can know him better. May you be pure in heart, mind, and body. May you be strong and courageous. May you know how much the Lord loves you and how much Mommy and Daddy love you too.
So I say that exact prayer, and I say, and how much Mommy and Daddy love you too. And then I say, and how much Grammy and Grandpa and Auntie Cam and Gigi Ma and Gigi Pa love you too.
Everybody.
And she's usually, I've seen this in action, she's usually putting her belly lotion on
Yes,
or her
I
belly
am.
oil on at the time while she's praying.
And
Yes.
me and Mom are just standing there like
And we're just standing there watching.
staring, smiling.
Hello.
Yes, but it's cute when I like come into the house every morning and I say good morning to you guys, whatever, and then I just give you the little bump date. Like,
I love a
look
bump
at
date.
him. And it really hasn't been since until like the last week or
Like
2
2 weeks, yeah.
that we've been like, oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, yep.
There
he is.
There he
Hello.
is. There he is.
And ultimately, and we've had this discussion, Erin, because I know that, you try to do everything right, eat all the best things, do all the research, and it can be overwhelming. And at the same time, you're just trying to do the best that you can. You're already an amazing mother. But ultimately, I think we all need to be reminded that God is in control.
Amen.
God is the one knitting baby being together in your womb, he is the one in control because there is so much that you cannot control.
Right.
But what you can, as far as like how you eat and how you take care of yourself, you're doing that. I mean, you're still even doing some working out and you're very mindful about taking care of yourself.
Mm-hmm.
But again, in the midst of all of this, only God is in control. And that's why we go to him in prayer. That's why we always talk about prayer on every single episode, because we need God and he already knows. And so we seek him in the midst of all of this because he's sovereign and he already knows and he's good God.
Period.
So that's the baby bean update. Thanks to everyone who commented on us sharing the gender of the baby, and just thank you for praying, and just all of you who have come alongside us in this season. It's been really special and it means a lot to me and it means a lot to Parker and I. And I say we end this episode with some fun memes.
Yes, Cameron's here. We have to
because I'm hilarious. That's why
you
I
are.
want to do this.
You are hilarious.
Definitely.
And Cameron, what's your life update? Yes, update everyone on what you're doing. What's going on in your life?
So my life update would be right now I am working for Hunter's Hope and I'm doing some digital creation and digital media stuff. And I'm actually creating some t-shirts, which is actually so much fun to do. And I love every minute of it for our Hunter's Hope symposium that we have every year. And it's called the sibling collection for the siblings. And it's so much fun. I'm honestly.
You're doing such amazing.
You're so good at it.
You're so good at
guys.
Graphic design, Cameron. Did you know that you would be so good at this graphic design?
No.
Although you do have your master's in digital communications from Liberty. Shout out. We love Liberty University.
Out.
But you're using the gifts and talents that God has given you. You're very creative and you're thinking outside the box. And it has been awesome to watch it. And I love how excited you get because people will send you ideas and, you have to like take those ideas and create something. And that's not easy.
Yeah.
You have to be artistic. You have to be creative. So well done, Cameron.
Thank you. It's been honestly so much fun. And I didn't realize until I started designing these t-shirts how much I love Canva.
Oh, Canva.
Oh, I love Canva. And it's honestly been so much fun and such a blessing to be able to bless all of the siblings.
Yes.
With doing the t-shirts and hoodies and all that stuff. And it's also nice because I feel like I've gotten into like the swing of things. So it's easy for me. Right. And I'm just like on a roll when I do all the t-shirts. And yeah, it's been so much fun. So that's what I'm doing right now.
Well, and if people want to see that, where can they see all the stuff that you've created? The
Hunter's Hope website under shop. And then you go to sibling collection. And then you just see all of the siblings things that I've created.
And the shop is really cool. Go check it out. huntershope.org. Go to shop. There's so much there.
Yeah. And I've also created, I don't know if some of you know, the Love You More line.
Yes. Love that.
Yeah, I just shot myself out for that one because I love, those are like my favorite hoodies, the red and then the pink like we did for Valentine's Day. So I did those too.
Yes.
Go Cam, go.
I know. I still
love
have
it.
to order my red and pink one. We have a white one.
So go check out the website, huntershope.org, under shop, sibling collection, all the collections. I'm like shouting out Hunter's Hope right now.
We're proud of you, Cam. We're
so proud of you. And you're finally graduated in the real world, Cam.
I know.
Good job.
It's a little scary. I feel like a lot of people say like, you like kind of get in this rut after you graduate. Even if you don't do your master's, you're just kind of like, what am I supposed to do now? But honestly, I'm really thankful for what I'm doing right now. But yeah.
I'm really thankful for what you're doing too, because you're blessing the foundation and you're blessing people and you're using God's gifts that he gave you. So way to go, Cam. All right. So I'm ready.
All right.
I have some really funny ones.
All right. Can I start with one?
Okay.
Just because I feel like it applies to being pregnant.
Oh.
I mean, it has nothing to do with pregnancy, but if you're pregnant or have been pregnant, you'll get what I'm saying. My patience is basically like a gift card. Not sure how much is left on it, but we can give it a try.
That's literally me too, though. And I'm pregnant.
Right?
Oh my God.
But also, I'm totally that way with a gift card. I will never know how much is on a gift card, ever. I'll be like, I don't know. Just try it. See if it works.
Why is that? None of us ever know about our gift card amounts.
Okay, wait. I have to give a little secret about mom and gift cards. Okay.
Oh, no.
So I don't think you do this anymore. But you
I know what you're
used
gonna say. No, I
she
haven't.
used to buy herself Starbucks gift cards and just put money on the gift card and then use it when she went to Starbucks. I don't know if you thought like you were saving money or something.
I don't know. Why would I do that?
I
I
was
didn't just do it with
I don't know.
Starbucks. I would buy gift cards from places and use them.
And just use that
like
instead
Sephora,
of
Ulta.
Oh my gosh, that's like
Target.
You know how I feel like people say this all the time when you're using cash instead of your card, you feel
Right.
like you're not actually spending money. I feel like that all the time. I'm like, oh, if I give them $100, that's not like any money's being taken out of my card. So it's basically free.
Basically.
And
It's
I don't
girl
really
math.
know, honestly, I don't know how old you were when you realized you don't just go to the bank and get money.
Yeah.
Like, money has to be put into a bank account for you to go withdraw. Because I
Yeah.
know for sure it was both of you, maybe at some point in time growing up, maybe even when you're teens or maybe your 20s, Cameron, you finally realized.
Guys, don't listen. It definitely was not my 20s.
Okay. But yeah, you don't go to the bank to get money. You have to put money in first to get it. All right.
Yeah.
So can I do the one that I have? I have a whole
Yes.
bunch, but I've reached the age where I can't tell if I sustained an injury or that's just how I am now.
No, literally.
Oh, that's funny. That's
Oh
so
my goodness.
true.
It's like, did I sustain an injury?
It's like your back starts hurting.
Getting
You're like,
old. It might be both.
Yeah.
Right? So
Oh, that's funny.
Okay, I have one. One thing about me is I don't remember.
Ooh. Yes.
why? Oh,
I don't know.
I
I
thought
don't
that was an
know.
age thing, but it's really
not. Oh, the worst thing is when you walk into a room, you're going into that room thinking, okay, I need to grab this or whatever. And then I always walk into the room and I'm like, why am I in here?
Yeah.
Like, what did I need?
Yeah.
And
Same
then
thing
as
with-
soon as you leave, right?
Yeah,
you
and then
go
as soon
back
as you
in.
leave, same thing with going to the store. That's why, I kid you not, in my notes, I have a million different notes of what I need from the store because, I go to Target and I'm like, you know what? Target will tell me what to buy. I don't need a list, but I feel like now I need a list because I'm like, I get there and I'm like, I know I needed something and I feel like it was important. And then, of course, when you leave, you remember what you needed.
Right. Exactly.
Then it's like, okay, well, that was annoying.
Well, speaking of shopping, this next one I have here, my right hand, I shall carry 30 bags of groceries at once. My left hand, I got the bread.
Really?
I-
Why do we do
that's
that?
so
I don't know.
weird. Now that
I
I'm
think
thinking
it's because
about
we don't
it.
want to make as many trips.
I think that's a feat. No. But I'm saying like the one hand has all the bags.
Oh,
and
yeah.
the other
And then the
doesn't.
other one has, just
It's always
one
my
thing.
right. Oh my! You just like opened my eyes. I'm picturing myself carrying things now, and it's always my right hand.
Yeah.
Mine too, but you're left-handed, Cameron.
I know that, which is weird.
I think
Yeah.
this is a female thing because I definitely do that too.
Yeah, I always
It's like
carry
there's only
one
one
arm.
thing. Yeah, that's so weird. Okay, I have one. This doesn't apply, I think, to you, Mom, but it definitely applies to me, and I hope someone else out there. So you're doing laundry, okay?
Yeah.
Washing takes 40 minutes. Drying takes 60 minutes. Putting your clothes away, 7 to 14 business days. That is
Oh, that's
me.
so true.
That is you, Erin. It is you.
I'm so embarrassed, but that is definitely me.
Yeah, it's
And I don't
definitely
know
not
why.
Mom.
Yeah,
It's definitely
no,
not.
I don't know why in our house we're doing laundry 24 hours a day. it
Literally.
seems.
Oh, my-
Why is
literally.
it? I think, Cameron, you wear things way.
When
like,
I was,
you could wear things over and over again, but you don't.
That's
You,
what I was
like,
gonna
they
say.
immediately go in
Whenever-
the wash.
that's so funny because whenever I lived in Virginia, my roommate Maddie, she literally would say the same things to me. She's like, I swear you do laundry 30 times a day. It's just because I don't know why. I just rewash things a lot. And I feel like, remember when COVID was happening?
Oh
I think
my
I'm just stuck
goodness,
on
yes.
that.
You're still
And I just want,
thinking you have to
all my-
wash
yeah.
every single thing, even if you wear it for 5 minutes.
yeah, I'm like, I'm
yeah.
just going to wash this so it's extra clean. But yeah, at the Kelly house, we do laundry all the time. And we
All
always
the
have to
time.
make sure we're doing our own laundry because Dad will literally just
Oh,
drives the
yeah.
worst.
He dries things that shouldn't be dried, and then they shrink, and then you have to wash it again so you can stretch it out so it's good again.
And I feel like it's a guy thing
Oh.
too. Whenever I do my laundry, I do like my darks, my hoodies together, like stuff like
Right.
that. Dad just chucks stuff in.
And he puts towels in with regular clothes.
I'm
You know you
like,
can't put towels in with clothes because then they get
no.
the fuzzies all over them,
Yeah, and
right?
then he just.
I know he's just trying to help, though.
He just lays the clothes.
Oh, and he
on
never
the
folds.
Counter.
No,
Never
Daddy
folds
does
them.
not fold clothes.
Nope.
He lays everything piled up in a pile. Not
We're
scrunched,
just
scrunched.
throwing him under the bus.
We are
I
throwing
feel
him
like
under the bus.
this
He
is
lays it
also-
nice and flat, whatever,
Mhm.
but he won't fold
You and
clothes.
Dad, this is something that my mom and my dad both do that drives me nuts. You decide to do laundry at like 10 o'clock at night. And I'm like, what are you doing? We're about to get in bed. And
That's
then
just me. Oh, you know what? Daddy does it late too.
Dad does it too. And I'm
that.
like, it's going to be sitting there all night. Just wait till tomorrow. Mom, I always hear the washer going at 10 o'clock. And I'm like, oh, Mom's doing laundry.
And I don't like when things sit in the washer.
Yeah, I know you
because
don't.
it could get smelly and gross. But anyway.
Okay, on to the next topic. Okay, so I'm going to do this one. And Mom, this was probably on your list, but we talked about it the other day. But since we're talking about Dad, I feel like this one just applies, and I'll tell y'all why in a second. What's the thing where you have a drawer in your refrigerator full of cheese, but every time you go to the grocery store, you think you might be out of cheese, so you buy more? I have that. I'm pretty sure we all have that.
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
And it drives Dad crazy.
I have that one pulled up on my phone, and I was literally about to read that. So you just stole that from me.
Yeah, why do we always think we need more cheese when we already have like 5 cheese?
I have to tell this story, though, because it's so funny. We were out of town. I don't know. I think, honestly, we had gone to Toronto for like a day. And when we got back, we opened up the fridge. Dad was home alone.
I remember this.
We opened up the fridge. And literally he had, I think, 3 mozzarella cheeses just sitting on the shelf. Not in the drawer, not in the cheese drawer, where all the cheese belongs.
He always does that.
It was stacked up to show us, look at all of the cheese we have. Don't buy any more.
And the funny thing about this cheese story is we were given a gift. It was a basket. I'm telling you, this is a basket. I can't remember where we got it, but it was a basket filled with all different cheeses and crackers. And so what are you going to do? I put the cheese in the refrigerator, and he saw the basket. He saw everything. Well, lo and behold, maybe it was like 2 weeks later. He's like, why do we have so much cheese in this refrigerator? I said, Jim, we got a basket full of cheese. So he had thought I had went and bought all this random different kinds of cheese. But yeah, we like cheese. So
yeah, and I feel like when it's grocery day and Dad's home, we're all like bracing for impacts because he's just gonna walk to the fridge and look in the fridge and be like, "Oh,
we already have that.
We already have that." And he just does this thing where he stands there. He'll just
he does the sigh,
while we're like coming straight.
The fridge sigh. Okay, it's cute though. We know.
Love you. We love you, Dad. Okay, let's move on.
Yes.
Okay, I have one. I'm doing really, really well in my life right now. As long as I don't think about anything that has ever happened or anything that might ever happen.
Basically, just don't think at all. I'm doing really great right now.
No, the thinking is a constant thing. At night, during the day, when you're sleeping, it's just, it always happens.
Yeah. Okay, I have one. The older I get, the more I understand why roosters just scream to start their day.
No, literally.
Oh, yes. And the more pregnant I get, the more I understand this very thing. Okay, here's another one. It's amazing how much... Okay, Mom, you might not... you might get this. This really applies to me. Okay, it's amazing how much you can accomplish around the house under the threat of someone coming over.
You know what?
I'm like, if someone is coming over, the house is gonna look spotless. It really is. You know, it's some motivation.
Mom definitely
I think that's okay because obviously your house has to be lived in.
Jill is always cleaning our house.
It's usually the laundry, too. It's usually the laundry.
Do you remember the dishwasher?
Yeah, yesterday I feel like she vacuumed the house 8 different times. Do you remember that? She's like, okay, I'm about to go shower, but I need a vacuum. 20 minutes later,
love it so
I need a vacuum this
She
other part.
loves to vacuum.
I love it. Okay, moving on from my cleaning obsession. This one reminds me of me. The number of turns I miss because my GPS overestimates my ability to comprehend 600 feet.
Seriously, who knows what 600 feet is?
Well,
Mom, no, this is definitely like
I missed a turn
thing.
recently. For whatever reason, I just have a hard time with GPS and knowing when to turn. Why?
Especially whenever we go to Toronto, I'm always in the front, and you get mad at me when I don't know
because I need help.
I'm supposed to turn there, and I'm like, Mom, why are you getting frustrated with me? Look at the map.
Look at the map. Okay, I have one. I live in constant fear of being asked to share a fun fact about me.
I have that one.
I hate that question.
Also,
why do people even ask that? What's a fun fact about you? What do you mean?
Like, what do you mean?
How about I'm just fun?
How about just like, no.
Don't ask me that.
I feel like also when you're in class or when you're filling something out and people are like, what's your favorite hobbies?
Well, some people have hobbies.
I know some people have hobbies, but like
some
I
people
feel like
don't.
Right.
If you play a sport, maybe that could be one of your hobbies. I'm like,
I'm pretty sure like this was a conversation we were in a couple years ago, and you were like, basketball?
Yeah, like I played basketball.
Cam, you haven't played basketball since middle school.
Okay, Cam.
What else are you gonna say? But I feel like when you're
What
in
is a
these
hobby,
Things
conversations,
you like to do.
No, I know, but
I mean, some people will be like hiking,
okay,
traveling,
right. So do we have any
reading.
hobbies?
why? Literally, hello, can we just go back?
Mind.
I live in
Never
constant
mind.
fear of this.
Grandma has a hobby. She loves to watercolor paint.
Yes.
She's absolutely amazing.
Very
and she's
big
an artist.
talent.
Now I'm
So that
really
is-
sitting here thinking
that's
about
a
what
hobby,
my
right?
hobbies are.
Is hobby reading?
Yeah, I guess so.
Is that
All right,
a hobby?
let's
Okay,
move on.
Let's move on because it's obviously not one of those questions we want to answer anyway. Okay, my next one is anxiety. ... Get ready. Me. For what? Anxiety. ... I don't know. Just hurry.
I saw that.
If you have anxiety, you totally know what we're talking about here.
My toxic trait is telling people I'm down for anything when in reality, I mean, not after 8 p.m. Food should be involved. And it also depends on the weather, the parking situation, and how tired I am.
No, actually, though.
Why is that? Why is that?
If you guys follow Dr. Caroline Leaf, every Friday she posts memes.
They're so funny.
They are so funny. Here's one of them. I don't know why brainwash gets such a bad rap. I would truly love a brainwash right now. Like really get in there and clean out all those intrusive thoughts and stress dreams and whatever or whatever's left. Honestly, name your price. I want a brainwash. Oh my gosh, it really is interesting. Like, can you just wash out my brain a little bit?
Wouldn't that be great?
I have a
Right?
funny one.
But
I can't wait until I'm old enough to pretend I can't hear. Dad does that.
You know
But
what?
he really
He
can't
really
hear.
can't
He
hear.
really
I
can't
feel like he
hear.
also has selective hearing sometimes.
Well,
I think
of
with
course.
us, sometimes he has selective hearing. And then he'll randomly hear us say something, and I'm like,
How
Dad,
did he hear
how
that?
did you hear that? We were so quiet, but you didn't hear us yell your name 5 minutes ago? Oh,
I have another
my.
one. 1 minute you're young and wild, next you're into air fryers.
That's more for me,
so-
Cam.
No,
you're
I-
still young and wild. You're in air fryers?
I would
Oh
love
no,
an air
you know what
fryer.
Cameron's into right now,
Oh,
everyone?
I'm scared.
Iced matcha tea.
Oh, I am
yes.
so good at making matchas.
She
guys.
makes the best matcha tea ever.
They're so good, and everybody wants me to make them. No, but I feel like the older you get, the more you're in home appliances.
Yes, Cameron.
I can say that for myself. I mean, I'm only 25, but still, I see things on TikTok. I mean, we don't even have an air fryer, but if we did,
Yes, we do.
We do?
Yeah.
Then why don't we use
I
it?
just don't use it.
Oh my
I see these
gosh.
recipes on TikTok about how to make things in an air fryer. You can make like a cookie skillet in the air fryer.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah. And
We
I'm
need to
like,
pull our
wait,
air fryer.
I need that.
So what do you do for a living? My best.
No, actually, though. This is funny. It's not that I want 2 dogs. I just want to get my dog a dog.
Yes. Yes, my dog needs a dog.
No, literally, I feel like once you have a dog, you have to get another one.
Yeah, so it has a
So it has a friend. I feel like in our house, we always have a dog. You always have to have an animal. You always have.
I know,
they're
we're-
our best friends.
We're big dog people.
Oh, definitely.
We really
big
are.
dog people. Yeah.
I'm done complaining about the cold and I'm ready to complain about the heat.
Right?
I swear,
Why do we
whenever,
do that?
whenever it's winter, we're always like, oh, I can't wait for it to be over. I want it to be warm. Then whenever it's like really hot, we're like, oh, but like I wouldn't mind wearing a sweatsuit.
Right? It's just
But I feel like
Never
in Buffalo,
satisfied.
if you live in Buffalo, our winters are way too long. I feel like.
they're so long. There have been
yeah.
times where it snows at the end of April. I
Yeah,
think it
which
was
is
like May
crazy.
1st one year and
It was
snowed.
like hailing.
It's you
Yeah.
know what though, we can't control it. We're not in control. And clearly, if God wants us to have snow a little longer, we just have to have snow.
Can we also who came up with the whole if the woodchuck or whatever sees its shadow, it's
a
a woodchuck?
groundhog.
I was about
What-
to say
is there a
groundhog.
difference?
Woodchuck. How much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood?
Okay.
A woodchuck, all the wood a woodchuck could chuck. Woodchuck could chuck wood.
Okay,
Didn't I teach you
no.
guys
Okay,
that
Mom.
when you were little?
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
something
did.
like that.
Why
But-
did I even learn that myself?
Who came
But
up with that if he sees his shadow, I don't actually even know how it works, but there's a
I don't
whole
either.
day dedicated to this
Groundhog.
groundhog. Groundhog Day.
Okay, so here's one. Somewhere out there, a family didn't name their baby your name because of some ridiculous stuff you did to one of them in high school. Isn't that so true that you associate names with?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it makes sense. Yes, you would associate names with people, but it's like you specifically, I know you and Parker are talking about baby names.
Oh, yeah.
Like, well, no, I don't want to name him that because of this or that guy or this.
It's like, I know this person in elementary school and he stole my crayon, so can't name our son that.
That's so funny. I have one.
Okay.
It's not a shopping addiction. It's a natural instinct to gather. Mom, it's my natural instinct to gather things off of Amazon.
Say that next time when I'm like, Cameron, what are you getting on Amazon? What?
I'm sorry,
What
but
do you
if an
need?
Amazon package doesn't show up to the house, like, I will be so upset. And usually when the Amazon packages show up to the house, it's for me.
Yes,
Yeah.
Usually.
Amazon
and then
has
dad will pick it up and he'll be like, oh, shocker. It's for Cam. Honestly, he does it for both of you.
Okay,
Shocker.
well, dad randomly gets packages, and they're like these picture frames. He's obsessed with getting those picture frames.
Oh, it's so cute.
We're like, oh,
they're called keepsakes.
They're called keepsakes, and he goes and he gets pictures made for everybody.
It's really
and then
cute.
he forgets to give them. So we have boxes and boxes of pictures he's done over like the last year or so of people, and they're so cute. He's so thoughtful. Okay, the only board game I have the patience to play anymore is the one where you put delicious charcuterie on it and serve it with cheese and bread. I'm really good at that one. Is it charcuterie or charcuterie? Charcuterie?
No, it's so weird. You always
Why do I say it wrong every time?
charcuterie.
What do I say?
You always say charcuterie, and it's charcuterie. Yes.
Wait, who named this?
Charcuterie.
Yeah, you always say
Charcuterie.
charcuterie,
Why
and
can't
I
it
just
be
don't
like
correct
French?
you.
Is it French? I wonder
I
why
is
is
like
it?
a cheese board?
How about just a cheese
Yeah,
board?
cheese board.
I
A meat and cheese
actually
board.
made one over the weekend. I made a charcuterie board over the weekend with my friend Taylor, and it was so good. Making charcuterie boards are actually so much fun because it's just like a bunch of different cheeses and crackers and jams and stuff like that.
Jam.
I love a good charcuterie board.
By the way, guys, FaceTiming me is for platinum members only.
Don't even get
Period.
me started on
Oh my
FaceTime.
gosh, do not get me started. Do
How
not
weird are we? And
FaceTime
why are we
me.
worried about when someone calls?
Well, it's
We're
not
like,
even.
"Oh,
It's
why are
just
they
like
calling? We always think something's wrong.
If we are not family or super, super, super close, there's really no need to FaceTime me. Unless you're telling me you're pregnant, then FaceTime me.
Yeah.
If you're telling me you're pregnant, FaceTime me. If not, like, hey, just give me a text.
We're
Also-
just so used to. Sorry, Cam. Go ahead. You go.
Also, I just feel like nowadays, why don't you just text me?
Right. It's so much easier to just.
It's so much
well,
easier to
catfish.
text me.
There's catfish out there.
Okay, but we're talking about like people that have your number.
Oh yeah.
Please do not call me, text me first.
Or just random FaceTimes out of the blue. Like, if I haven't talked to you, like, why are you FaceTiming?
Or like if you do need to call me, because sometimes conversations need to happen over the phone. If you need to call me, just text me first and say like, hey, do you have a minute to talk?
Or like if you call
That's
me,
different.
text me after and be like, hey, like I called you for a reason. Because 9 times out of 10, if you
I'm
randomly
like, you
call
blackmailed
me,
me.
yeah,
Right.
exactly.
All right. So let's just go around and end with one more.
Okay, I have one. Other than everything, I'm fine. Other than everything, I'm just totally fine. I feel like that's such a thing that we always say. Like when people ask you, how are you doing? I'm fine. I have a little, you know what I'm talking about? The little
Pineapple.
Yes,
It's a
It's called a
pineapple.
pineapple, and it sits in my car. It's literally just crochet, little
Yeah.
pineapple, and on it says like, "I'm fine, everything's fine, it's okay." Like it's one of those things where I just read it when I'm in my car, and I'm like, you know what, pineapple, everything is fine. Thank you for the reminder.
I love the pineapple.
Yeah, same.
Okay, my last one. The most disturbing thing about accidentally waking up at 4 a.m. is realizing some people do this on purpose so they can exercise.
Oh,
absolutely
wow.
not. No.
You know what?
Sounds
Shout out
sweet.
to those people that do.
Shout out to those people that do, and I might as well get used to it because this baby's going to be here soon, and I'm going to be waking up far more than just at 4 a.m.
Yeah.
But quick story. So our dog has been having ear problems, and so she has to take a steroid and this other medication, and she's getting up in the middle of the night all the time. And
She's preparing you.
That's what Parker said.
Oh, Bugsy.
Parker's like, Olive is just preparing us to be parents because she's getting up in the middle of the night to go pee. And I'm like, oh my gosh, preparing us. It's okay.
It's just
okay.
a season.
all right.
Let me
Just a
just remind
season.
you, enjoy the seasons when you don't get sleep. Truly.
Yeah.
Okay, I have 2 ones that refer to being older. It's okay because I am older.
Yeah.
So no one tells you this, but the older you get, the more you look out your house windows.
And for you, it's looking out your house windows at your birds
I do,
feeder.
and when I'm going to the bathroom, this is maybe TMI, but it's like, it's weird. Like, I find myself sitting there staring out the window a lot. I don't
That's
know why.
weird.
Here's
So
another
funny.
older one. The older I get, the more I understand why my mom always said, I'm going to go lay down. I too desire to go lay down at all times.
Mhm.
That's like daddy.
Dad, I was
He's
just about
like,
to say
I'm
that.
just going to go lay across the bed for a few minutes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he never
Just
just
saying, I don't
lays
know
across the
why.
bed for a few minutes.
Here's another older one. My favorite childhood memory is having energy.
Oh.
no.
Wait,
see,
y'all
I'm
are
still
still
young.
kids.
I'm
You're
still
still
young, but
oh my
yeah.
goodness, you're
We
so
were
young.
childhood
we were so
memory.
much like more carefree when we were younger. Just I used to wear like 8 t-shirts at one time.
Yes,
Oh,
we've
yeah.
talked about
Oh, yeah.
your shirts and wanting to wear so many of them. It was
I
so
also don't
sweet.
understand why you allowed me to do that, Mom. That's a lot of
And
laundry.
you know
right
what
there.
else
Oh
I
my
want to
gosh,
talk
you
about?
probably
started
washed
back
all
then.
8. It did. Wow.
Your baby
started back
blanket.
then.
Cam, I got you 2 baby blankets on purpose.
I
The
love my
one that
baby
you are
blanket.
obsessed with now is really bad.
Don't talk about my baby blanket like that. I love my baby blanket. She's so soft.
Well,
She's gray. It was pink originally.
Yeah.
It's looking
Well,
really rough. But
you
you
know,
should keep it
Yeah, it's the memory,
so you can
Mom.
show your own children.
I will.
someday.
yeah, exactly.
Speaking of children, Erin, thank you so much for sharing your baby bean update. Thank you for allowing the public in on what's going on in your life. Thank you that I get to pray for this baby. I get to see you almost daily, pretty much, yeah, every
You
day.
see me every day.
I was gonna say,
And
Aaron's at the
just
house
get
every
to
day.
see the changes and all that God is doing in your life. And I'm just really blessed to be able to pray for baby bean and you. And I do so daily. And I just, wow, I'm in awe of God for this season for our family. And thank you. Just thank
Well,
you.
I love you so much. And thank you both for praying for Baby Bean and being a part of this season. It's so much fun to be able to go through this season with both of you. And it's just amazing. And God is so good. And thank you to everyone who has tuned in for this episode and also just been a part of this journey through social media. And we'll continue to do baby updates.
Yes,
for sure.
I love
sure.
baby bean updates.
I do too.
Yes.
We need to do more.
They're fun.
Yes.
I'm going to close in the prayer that we already said together. Is that okay?
All right.
I'm praying this over you, the listener. May the Lord bless and keep you. May he make his face shine down upon you and bring you peace. May you know the love God has for you. May you know that perfect love casts out all fear. May the Lord bless you with the spirit of wisdom and revelation so you can know him better. May you be pure in heart, mind, and body. May you be strong and courageous. And may you know how much we love you and how much God loves you too. And I'm just going to add, because I always do, may you know that God is doing immeasurably more in your life now and always. Bye. Thanks for joining us.